Another test we should put to the Book of Mormon is the test of archaeology. This would be a test against history. The Book of Mormon is full of supposed history, civilizations that lived in and populated cities in what are known as the Americas. Though the Bible wasn't written as a history book, it also contains much history. When we read of great cities and battles in the Bible, archaeology continues to prove that the Bible is an accurate representation of history. What about the Book of Mormon, elders?
We can read of great battles where men were killed. One notable battle is found in Ether 15, where 2 million of the Jaredites were slain in battle. In this battle, men, women, and children were armed with weapons of war, having shields and breastplates and headplates. The previous chapter says that so swift and speedy was the war that there was none left to bury the dead. Bodies were strewn upon the face of the land. The Book of Mormon people were also skilled, as it says in 2 Nephi 5:15, to work in all manner of wood, and of iron, and of copper, and of brass, and of steel, and of gold, and of silver, and of precious ores, which were in great abundance. In Alma 11:5-6, it explains how people had their own monetary system, including unique coins and measurements of gold and silver.
Considering the cities and millions upon millions of people, Nephites, Lamanites, people of Zarahemla, Jaredites, Jacobites, Josephites, Zoramites, Ishmaelites, people of Zenith, people of Alma, Amlicites, Amalekites, and others, who had metal weapons, armor, and currency, one would expect the Americas to be littered with archaeological confirmation. Is there any historical evidences that prove these civilizations existed at all?
Not so far.
As of today, there is zero evidence of any of the groups of the Book of Mormon. On the other hand, every year in the Holy Land, archaeologists are discovering weapons, coins, animals, cities, and civilizations mentioned in the Bible. By the way, where are the gold plates the Book of Mormon was reported to be translated from?
They were returned to the angel Moroni by Joseph Smith when he was finished with the translation.
In comparison, the Bible is the most attested book of all antiquity. There is an abundance of Hebrew and Greek manuscripts that help us place the Bible in history and show that even though the Bible is 2,000 years old, we have every reason to believe that what we have now is complete. How many Book of Mormon plates do we have access to? Zero. Why would God allow us to find thousands of manuscripts for the Bible, but then claim that the plates for the Book of Mormon were too precious to be kept on earth?
Maybe because God wanted us to believe that the Book of Mormon was based on faith alone.
Without a trace of evidence of its history? Doesn't seem logical to me. One more thing. The Book of Mormon claims to have originally been written in what language?
It says in Moroni 9:32 that it was Reformed Egyptian.
And no historian or language expert has ever found evidence of such a language. You see, elders, Christians are happy for historians to put the Bible on trial. In fact, the more that happens, the more the Bible is proven. However, every time historians put the Book of Mormon to the test, it always fails.
If you liked this video, give us a thumbs up. Hated it? Give us a thumbs down. Help support us by subscribing to this channel. Don't forget to check out the description below to learn more. Thanks for watching Talking to Mormons.